What's up? What's good? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to MARiDiARYY's channel. Thank you to everybody for all the love, the feedback, the likes, the views that y'all left on my last two videos that I just recently uploaded. I really appreciate everybody's support. Thank you for sticking it out with your girl. If you've been subscribed to me since when I first created this channel in 2019, I appreciate you for following along my journey. If you are new and you would like to become a part of my journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Pause this video right now. Go hit that subscribe button right now. Don't forget to leave a like and tap that bell as well so you can be notified when your girl posts and upload. And you can always be tuned in so you can know what's going on, you know? And yeah, y'all, I just appreciate all the love, all the feedback to all those who supported my journey for near and afar. Thank you, everybody. It's only up from here. We going up, you heard me? So y'all, let's get right into this video. I don't want to make this video too long. As y'all seen by that title, I'll be talking about being homeless at the age of 21. Yes, you heard right. 21. You know, meanwhile, everybody was turning up, excited about buying their first drink, excited about being able to hit the club with no problems. Your girl was facing hard times, homelessness, and all that bad stuff. But let's get right into this video. So y'all, when I first became homeless, I was in the hospital, going through a situation that had me in the hospital with my stomach. I was hospitalized for 4 months on a strict water diet, in and out the hospital, going from hospital in D'Iberville to Ocean Springs, all the way to Texas. I flew to Texas thinking my Medicaid was still active out there, and it wasn't. Flew back down to Mississippi. Then I went to New Orleans, where I actually was treated, and I actually got my situation under control, but we still didn't have no definite answers. But they try to say it could be from smoking too much cannabis, cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome. I'm not sure if y'all heard of that. I'm not. I thought it was a lot. I'm like, come on, how can you get sick from something that's supposed to help you, and it's natural, and it's a herb, and it's healing? But anyways, I'll say that for the next part of this video. But yeah, so I was going back and forth from the hospital. My ex at the time had 2 jobs, was making good money. So the people we were staying with at the time was his family. It was my ex-best friend family. So her mom was like, come on, the house is getting too crowded. She wanted everybody to start branching out and get on their own. So me and my ex was like, we got the money, why not move and get a place of our own, since that's what she wants. So we ended up getting a place at this apartment complex called Landmark. If you're familiar with Mississippi, you live down here, you know me personally, then you know it's expensive. You gotta have that cheese to live there. But like I said, we was having that. We had that motion. But no, anyways, we was having that motion. So we ended up moving to Landmark. Everything was going good. We was paying our bills on time every month. We was making sure everything was good. We had even enough money to go fuck off if we wanted to, go out to eat, do whatever. Until one day I woke up. It was an ordinary day, to having a pain in my stomach. Then long story short, it started from being a simple pain in my stomach that just wouldn't go away, to throwing up bags of blood, couldn't hold down no food, couldn't even take the sense of smell of food, and I'll just throw up. So being hospitalized for 4 months on a strict water diet. And while I was going through these, going through the process of being in and out the hospital, my ex would leave from work. He had 2 jobs, to leave from one, go straight to the other. But since I was hospitalized, he was taking a lot of time off to come be at the hospital with me, bathe me, because I couldn't even bathe myself, feed me. Well, I couldn't eat, but you get me, just to be there for me. He was even sleeping in the hospital with me on the couch, or sometimes laying next to me in the bed or whatever. And then he had to go Uber to work or whatever, because he didn't drive at the time. So long story short, we ended up falling behind on our rent, because he lost one of his jobs from being taking off too much time to be with me in the hospital. His job wasn't understanding. If you ever work for Walmart, you know it's not really the best company to work for. They're not really as understanding as they led people on to believe. And also, they just let go of good people for no reason. They're constantly always hiring new people. So it was kind of like that. They try to say it was because his order filling rate was too low percentage, but his rate was actually high like 2 days prior, so we didn't understand how it dropped that low that fast. But I just feel like it was just a reason for them to let him go. So he ended up getting let go from that job. So he was still working at his last job, which was Home Depot, and he worked swing shift or whatever. But like I said, he was still coming to see me in the hospital or whatnot. And so once he got fired, we wasn't making as much money as we was making before when he had 2 jobs. So we started falling behind on our bills and our rent. So I went to talk to my landlord and my leasing apartment company or whatever, and I let them know what was going on. I let them see my papers of me being discharged and all this other stuff. They basically just told me like they didn't give a like, basically, you gonna have that money or not? If not, you gotta get the fuck. You gotta get the fuck. So that's literally what happened. They sent out a letter, they put it on the door. It was basically like, you have 30 days to vacate or pay. No, it was like, you have 30 days to pay, or basically you're gonna get evicted, blah blah blah. And then obviously the 30 days came. I didn't have good credit at this house, so I couldn't take off out a loan, none of that. We get another notice on the door, basically like, you got 30 days to move out, or we're gonna take you to court, we're gonna have law enforcement like force you out, blah blah blah. So us being young, dumb, first time having an apartment on our own, first apartment, first home on our own, first time branching out and not living with our family members, we didn't know at the time that we could have really took them to court and fought it, and we probably would have worked out in our favor. Like the judge would have seen that like we had valid reasons for not paying our rent, and probably would have gave us extension time to catch up on our rent or something. But we didn't know. We just got scared at the notice. All we seen was like, we got to go to court, or we gonna have officers put us out, all that. So we was like, we got to get the fuck. So we end up moving our stuff into a storage. We started staying with my ex-best friend aunt at the time and her boyfriend or whatever. And then stuff just wasn't going right. Like after that, the first day, I remember we just, I don't know. The first day we just ended up going to the GameStop to go sell some of his CDs and his game cases or whatever, because we needed the money. And I just remember us both crying in the car. We was hopeless. We was confused. We was just lost. We didn't even know what we was going to do. We didn't even know how we was going to eat our next meal. So I ended up hitting up one of my great friends of mine that helped me from the beginning of my homeless situation throughout the whole homeless situation. Tommy, shout out to you. You a blessing in my eyes. You were my angel through that whole process. Little do you know, anytime I hit up Tommy, she sent money when she could. So she ended up sending us money. So we ended up staying at a hotel or whatever. And we stayed at almost every hotel down here on the coast. Literally, Red Roof, Star Inn, Motel 6. Like literally, we just went from hotel to hotel, hotel. And then I started having car problems. I had a 2009 Chevy Malibu that I had paid in cash. It's the problem I had, we couldn't afford to fix it at the time. So I asked my mom, what should I do? She was like, just sell it and use the money that you get and put it as a down payment and finance a car. So I said, okay. Because at this point, I'm like, we don't have much options left. We don't have really nowhere to stay. We've been staying in hotels. We can't just stay with Star Aunt for too long either. That's why we started staying in hotels. So I'm like, fuck it. So I ended up financing a 2017 Jeep Cherokee or whatever. I put the money down that I had got from selling my car down as a down payment or whatever. And we used the car, moved all of our stuff to Texas, because I'm like, it's nothing else out here for us. And like I said in the last video, we were pursuing a YouTube career. So I'm like, why not just pack up our stuff and go to Texas and like try over down there? I had known somebody down there, so I was like, we could just go try to stay with her, or like stay on our own, go down there, try to find a job, or find jobs before we go out there. And then once we find a job, go down there, stay in a hotel for our first couple of weeks until we can save up our first 2 checks, and then boom, get a place. It sounded so good, real good. It sounded so sweet, but that is not how it happened. So y'all, we ended up doing just that. We sold the car, financed that car, used the money to finance the 2017 Jeep. We took all of our stuff. We took 2 trips back and forth from Houston. We moved to Houston, back and forth from Houston to the coast of Mississippi to move our stuff in a storage down there. Then once we did that, we ended up staying in a hotel. My ex at the time ended up starting his job. He started at this car detailing place, was making good money, good tips, woo-woo. And then he ended up getting fired. He got into one of the managers, so he ended up getting fired. So we was back to square one. I didn't have a job because it was like we was having a conflict with his working schedule at the time at the detailing place, and me, the only job I could find, like the hours just was interfering, and he wouldn't have had a way to get back to me, vice versa. And like I said, we didn't have a place, so we couldn't, like, it just was a lot going on. So like it was just smarter for him to just get a job, and then I just, you know, so while he was at work, I would just be hanging out in the hotel. If we didn't have money for a hotel room, I'll be literally chilling in the car from sun up to sundown. Like, even after I get home, we used to sleep in the car, in hotel park lots and all that. And so, well, like I said, once he got fired from the detailing place, he got another job at a warehouse, and he was making good money. Same thing, he was making good money. He was there for like 2 months. So we started looking into getting a place or whatever, and then boom, he get fired from that job for something so small, for having his phone out when he was going out to the exit. For some reason at that warehouse, you can't have your phones at all, only on break. And then even until you get out the building, you're not supposed to take out your phone. Well, my ex being how he is, he took out his phone to text me to let me know that he was off, so I could know when to be on the way or where I was at. And so he did that. He got rolled up, and then he ended up getting fired, like straight like that. So we was back to square one again. And that's just when all hell broke loose, y'all. We didn't have money for hotel rooms no more. So we used to just borrow, call everybody in our contact list, it seemed like, and ask for money. And I hated that feeling like I was begging for money or leeching off people for money. Like, but they didn't know my situation. I just needed it. Like, my dad always just tell me, closed mouth don't get fed. So I was like, fuck it. Like, we're going to call my mom, my dad, my grandma, your mom, your dad, your grandma. And that's what we did. My family, whatever, my friends, whoever was willing, we asked or whatever. And if you were one of them people, then thank you. Because y'all just don't know. Y'all was literally angels in disguise, because y'all didn't know what we was going through. So for the days that we didn't have, like, say, for instance, we had like $100. We'll get a cheap hotel. We'll be like, all right, we gonna get a room for this night. We gonna check out the hotel. We gonna just stay, like, walk the streets at night or whatever, stay in the sleep in the hotel lobby until the day after, and then we gonna get another room, so that way we could spread out when we get rooms, so we could be able to take a shower almost every day, you know, because we was homeless. So like, we needed a shower. And that's just what we did. Like, when we didn't have money for a room, we slept in a hotel lobby until they kicked us out from doing that. And then after they did that, we used to literally just walk the streets. Like, we'll go to the Wendy's to get Wi-Fi, to be able to text people, because we didn't have money to pay our phone bill, or like the HEB, whatever store was nearby. We'll go there to get Wi-Fi and stuff, to ask for money, to get food, like, or whatever, literally rooms, whatever we needed. That's how we did it. We made our living. And y'all, we have found this neighborhood, and it's a wealthy neighborhood. You can tell it's wealthy. It's gated. The pool is gated, all that. And basically, once we got kicked out of the hotel lobby, my ex used to jump the fence and open the gate for me so we could go into the pool area at night. And we used to pull the pool chairs into the bathroom, and we used to take turns falling asleep, so like we can, like, you know, look out for each other as one of us slept. So just in case somebody walk in or something happened, like, one of us is up and alert to know what's going on. And y'all, that was the hardest time of my life. Like, that was the lowest point in my life. Like, to be honest with y'all, I chose to be homeless because I had a choice. Like, I could have went with my mom. I could have went with my siblings. But I knew Angel, that's my ex at the time, couldn't. Like, my mom wasn't too fond of our relationship, so she wouldn't let him stay too. And the same with my siblings and stuff. So I just was like, okay, I'm not going to let him just sit here and be homeless when the whole reason be homeless is basically my fault. Like, he got fired from being taken off and coming to support me and to help me shower and stuff, because, like, I couldn't do it. Like, I was literally, like, bedridden. I couldn't even wipe my own ass, literally. So he had to do all that for me. So, like, it was only right I stuck it out with him. And I'm the type person, if I'm with you through thick and thin, hell and back. Like, I'm with you. So it was just that. Like, we homeless together. Fuck it. So like I said, we used to take turns alternating who gonna go to sleep, who gonna stay up, who gonna go to sleep, who gonna stay up. And we just did this. And like I said, when we get money, we'll walk right back to the hotel that we were staying in and get a room for the night, even if it was one night, and then do the same thing. Like, y'all, this was a constant thing until we decided, like, okay, we tired of living like this. It was hard for us to get a job again out there. We didn't even have a transportation. So what happened with the car was, after a month of us being down there, this is when he was working at the detailing place. The people that I financed my car through ended up texting me saying that for some reason, they required me to provide my tax stub from the following year, but I didn't work the following year, so I didn't have nothing to provide. They said either that or I have to have a cosign. So I tried to get a cosign. Nobody would cosign for me because they knew our situation. They knew we didn't have money. So, like, come on now, like, who would let somebody cosign somebody that don't got nothing to their name, a pot to piss in? Like, come on now, and that's your credit. Like, so that was understandable. And it was like, either you find a cosign or you got to bring the car back. So we ended up having to bring the car back. We had to drive it all the way back to Mississippi, take the little money we had to drive it all the way back to Mississippi, because this was before or after he got fired from the detailing place. Drive it right back to the dealership, and then we had to take a bus, like a mega bus. It was like $30 back to Houston. And so, yeah, that's how we ended up not having the car no more. So, y'all, that's when we was like completely homeless. This is when we was just walking, like literally. We just ended up walking from the hotel we stayed at to the neighborhood pool where we used to sleep in. That was literally like over a 30-minute walk, and we used to do that every day, back and forth. Like, whenever we didn't have a room, we'll go get some clothes out the storage and go to the pool. And we just had a backpack. That's it. That's the only thing we had to our name, was a backpack with our clothes, deodorant, lotion, whatever we needed. And that's it, y'all. This is real life. So like I said, we just used to stay in the bathroom, or like when we get money for a room, leave the pool, go back to stay in the room for however much money long we could, for however much money we had. And then it was the same cycle. Once we checked out, went back to the pool, or walking the streets, or going to a Wendy's, something just to get through the day. And then at night, we'll go back here, jump the fence, we'll pull the pool chairs into the bathroom, and repeat the same cycle until one day we got caught. I guess they had, like, it's a wealthy neighborhood, so it was obviously a matter of time we was gonna get caught. They seen us on a camera jumping and sleeping in the bathroom and stuff. So one day, these cops pulled up. It was like the morning time. We had just woke up in the bathroom, and when we coming out, we seen these cops surrounding like the neighborhood pool. And we like, what the hell? What? And we was like, fuck. What the fuck? And sure enough, the cops was like, we gonna be charged with trespassing and blah, blah, blah. And they was asking us what we was doing. We let them know our situation. And they said, well, the people who own the community, they're not trying to press charges. They just said that this is basically a warning. If y'all do it again, y'all jump the fence, y'all sleep in the bathroom, or come anywhere near here, we're going to have to press charges on y'all, and y'all going to go to jail. So it was like, damn. So at this point, we like, fuck. Like, that's really like the only other option we had. We tried going to shelters, but the shelters were too far away from us. We didn't have no transportation, no money to even Uber there. Like, y'all, we was just fucked. So that's when we was like, fuck, what we gonna do? So I ended up talking to my ex-best friend at the time and let her know what was going on. Because I think, like, throughout the whole process, we were lying to our family and friends, making it seem like we were good when really we weren't. Because we just didn't want to seem like we made a whole dumbass move, which we did. And, like, shit just, like, was falling apart, like, literally. So I let her know what was going on. She basically helped send us money to get a bus to come back to Mississippi. And that's what we ended up doing. We caught a bus. We got back to Mississippi. We ended up staying with her. And then that's when our breakup happened. But y'all, I don't want to make this video too long. I basically touched bases on pretty much everything that happened. I didn't go too much into detail because, like, this video would be super long, and I know y'all probably just gonna be clicking through and stuff. Y'all don't like watching. Y'all don't got enough, you know, patience and attention span to just sit through a long video. So I don't want to make this video too long. But like I said, on the next video, I will be opening up about the breakup and what happened from that point on. But if you watch this whole video from start to finish, I really appreciate you. That's love. Thank y'all so much for the support. Like I said before I end this video, make sure y'all subscribe if you already haven't. If you are, thank you so much. But make sure you tap that notification bell so you can be notified when I post and I upload. Make sure y'all like this video, y'all. Please like this video up. You heard me, because you're gonna need the likes. I need the likes. Y'all, words of advice, any feedback, anything you feel like you need to say, drop it in the comment section below. Stay lit and stay blessed. MARiDiARYY is out. And PAGE2 coming soon. And yeah, it's lit. See y'all for the next video. Bye.